Welcome to Awakening You channel. If you appreciate what we do, please support us. Thank you. Dear sons and daughters of planet Earth, I am Sananda. Once again, it is with great joy that I am here able to address each one of you. Times are fast, a lot is happening in your world, different things never seen before. Do not interpret this as the end of times. Some may lead you to believe that this is exactly what is happening, the end of times. I tell you that nothing has an end, everything transforms, everything changes. For a long time, things on your planet have changed. What can we say, for better or for worse? I would say that in terms of evolution, in terms of wisdom, technology, your planet has evolved. The human mind was capable of making civilization evolve. On the other hand, love was erased. You became individualistic and selfish. So, which of these 2 points is better or worse? Everything will depend on the understanding and concept that each person created for their life. Many think that living well, having comfort, plenty of food on the table, without worrying about others, is wonderful. It is the pure happiness so deeply sought after. For many, not having anything to eat, not having anywhere to live, honestly and comfortably, is the worst of all worlds. It is a total disgrace. Who is right and who is wrong? It will depend on each person's vision. So I tell you that end of times, okay, I'm going to expand the idea of end of times a little bit. If we are talking here about the end of poverty, the end of hunger, the end of inequality, I could say, yes, we are at the end of these times. We are also at the end of extreme wealth, of selfishness, of thinking only about oneself. Yes, we are also talking about the end of these times. So, I would like you to think that there is no end, there is always a transformation, where many will see it as being for the worse and many will see it as being for the better. Those who today live in misery, in poverty, will have something to eat, for them it will be better. Those who today have a full life, who don't care about that human being, dying of hunger outside their door, perhaps in their view life will get worse. Who is right and who is wrong? So the end of times, I would prefer to change this expression, to transformation of times, where each of you will have to learn a new way of living. No one, I repeat no one, will go through these new times transformed, without an internal change. Everyone will need to change. Everyone will need to learn a new way of thinking and living. There is no human being on the face of the planet who will accept everything with an open heart and agree 100% with everything. There will be no. But I can guarantee each of you, as time goes by, you will see that everything starts to fall into place and it will be very easy and very simple to learn to live in this new way. I ask each of you a question: where does the greatest imbalance in your world come from? It is precisely the social inequality that exists across the planet. Where people are thrown onto the streets, because they have nowhere to live, begging for a piece of bread, and seeing those passing by in luxurious cars, without caring about what happens around them. This inequality created the imbalance that exists in your world today. Why can some and others not? Why do some have a comfortable, plentiful, and inward-looking life and others have nothing? This is what was created in your world. Those who have privileged financial conditions have always stepped on those who never had anything. Don't tell me that not everyone is like that. To a certain extent I agree, because the great fortunes of this planet do not compare to those who think they have many assets, but who will see that in the future they have almost nothing, compared to those who dominate the planet. So this great inequality generated the violence, the misery, the misfortune, which you experience day to day. Because those who are up there, with their fortunes, practically burning everything they have in orgies, in totally degrading actions, don't care about those who are lower down. So I ask you, where is the equality on this planet? So start changing the way you think, in relation to everything you think is right or wrong. There is no right, there is no wrong, there is each person's way of thinking, their own perspective. The end of times is the end of this implacable sovereignty that these beings have imposed on this planet. Making countries very poor, making rulers richer and richer, while others don't know what to do to feed their people. This will all come to an end. They want to call it the end of times. Very well, let it be the end of times of tyranny, the end of times of the ridiculous and evil sovereignty that has been implanted on this planet. Don't think that we will put everyone on the same level. Each one will reap the fruit of their actions. It is not because that citizen is poor, but that he justifies his poverty, killing, raping, attacking another human being, for the simple fact that he has a little more than he does, he will be placed on the same scale as that poor man who tries to survive each day. This would be a total lack of sense on our part. Each one will be placed in its proper place. Each one will be placed not by their bank accounts, because there are many who have possessions, but who are not arrogant or selfish, and help many people. So there are not just two sides of the scale. Each one will be analyzed for their actions, for everything they have done over time, be rich, be poor. So, is this the end of times? Okay, I will agree that it is the end of times, but it is the end of these times of inequality, domination, hunger, and misery. And from then on, you will have to learn to live in a balanced world, in a world where no one will humiliate anyone, where no one will need to beg for a plate of food, because everyone will have the right to everything, without distinction of race, color, or beliefs. Because beliefs, when this moment comes, will no longer exist. Beliefs in their religions will have been shaken enough for many to still remain connected to them. But it will also be a choice. Then everyone will earn their share, according to their actions, according to their hearts, according to each one's heart. There will be no judgment, there will only be a scale, where everything positive you have done will be placed on one side, everything negative you did will be placed on the other. And the result of this balance will provide you with exactly what you will have. But everything has an extra weight, the weight of the heart. So there's no point here today if you decide to become good, go out and donate money on the street, so that the scale of kindness is full, because it won't be. Everything will be heavy along with the heart. Then everything that was done from the heart will go to the positive side, the rest, even if it was a good work, will go the other way, because you did it thinking about yourself, not the other person. So be careful with your actions. Don't want to change sides now just to achieve something. What's done is done, my brothers. I would say that the scales have already been measured, and each person will have their results. There's no point in crying, there's no point in regretting, because what's gone is gone. So with the end of these times, you will begin a new journey. Then yes, we can say that a new scale will be placed in your path. And with each lesson learned, we will know exactly which side to place each action on. And let it be very clear, there is no judgment on our part, there is no difference between one brother and another. Action is action. Done with the heart is kindness, anything different from that goes to another scale. It's not judgment, it's just a result, a consequence. So be ready for the end times to truly come. The end of these times of imbalance and misery. Start thinking about it. Are you ready to live in this other world? Are you ready to change yourselves internally and see the world in a different way? I hope so. Now, do not try to forge or deceive the scales, because they are made of divine consciousness. And each dish of that one, you will know exactly how to weigh the result of each of your actions.